TV.
Watch Me TV Acadiana on KLWB, over the air on Channel 50.1. Check your local cable listings for the channel in your area.
Are you looking for an eye expert? Well, visit Acadiana Optics in Broussard, locally owned, founded, and operated by Broussard native Dr. Lindsay Dugas. From comprehensive eye exams for glasses and contacts to diabetic exams, pediatric eye care, emergency eye care, cataract and LASIK evaluations, Acadiana Optics provides family eye care for all vision needs. Enjoy state-of-the-art technology, designer frame selections, prescription Maui Jim sunglasses, and custom glasses and contacts. Acadiana Optics in Broussard. Call today to schedule your appointment.
We are the soldiers of the Louisiana Army National Guard. We are your neighbors. We are your sons and daughters. While we serve part-time, we are learning valuable life and job skills. We are earning money for college, for trade and technical schools, and for certifications. We are proud to serve both our country and our home state. We are your Louisiana Army National Guard.
Sponsored by the Louisiana Army National Guard. Aired by the Louisiana Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Live from Upper Lafayette, this is ESPN 1037 KLWB Carencro Lafayette. KLCJ-FM Oak Grove Lake Charles 1041, a Delta Media station.
This game isn't fun. This game is a war.
It's time for the 2-minute drill.
Hurry it up, hurry it up, hurry it up.
Powered by B1 Bank. Visit b1bank.com to find a location near you.
Come on, let's go, you guys. Get in here, we gotta go fast now.
The Houston Astros fell to the Pirates 5-1 last night to drop the series to Pittsburgh. Kai Ting went 5 innings on the mound, giving up all 5 runs on 7 hits with 2 walks. Next up for the Astros, they'll stay at home to host division rivals, the Athletics, tonight. It'll be Jack Perkins on the mound versus Peter Lambert for the Astros. First pitch is at 7:10 p.m., and you can listen to it right here on ESPN 1037 Lafayette and 1041 Lake Charles. The Texas Longhorns have repeated as national champions after beating Texas Tech 4-1 last night to win the Women's College World Series. This is the second straight year that the Longhorns have beaten the Red Raiders in the title series, with this year coming as a clean sweep for the Longhorns. Game 2 of the NBA Finals gets underway tonight from San Antonio between the Spurs and the visiting New York Knicks. The Knicks lead the series 1-0 and are riding a 12-game winning streak heading into tonight. Tip-off is at 7:30 in the Frost Bank Center. The Carolina Hurricanes rallied back from a 2-goal deficit to beat the Vegas Golden Knights 4-3 and even up the series in the Stanley Cup Finals. Game 3 of the series will head to Vegas and will take place this Saturday night at 7 p.m. The Super Regional round of the college baseball tournament begins today with 4 host sites starting play. In Morgantown, the West Virginia Mountaineers host Cal Poly at 11 a.m. Then in Chapel Hill, North Carolina faces USC at 2 p.m. Following that, Troy will host Arkansas Little Rock at 4 p.m. And rounding out the day, Auburn welcomes in Ole Miss at 7 p.m. I'm Blake Persher, and you're listening to ESPN 1037 Lafayette and 1041 Lake Charles. Your home for the LSU Tigers and the Houston Astros.
The 2-minute drill has been powered by B1 Bank. Visit b1bank.com to find a location near you. Dynamic duos are nothing new to Louisiana sports fans. Breeze and Colston, Burrow and Chase. And here in Acadiana, we have our very own dynamic duo.
You're beautiful.
It's the big, bald, bearded, and beautiful one, Raymond Parch III.
I'm sexy and I know it.
And the man with the best head of hair in sports talk radio in Louisiana and Mississippi, James Meche. Here is RP3 and Meche on ESPN 1037 Lafayette and 1041 Lake Charles, Southwest Louisiana's sports station.
Good day to you and yours. This is RP3 and Meche on a Friday. Welcome into the show. I'm the big, bald, beautiful one, Raymond Parch III, better known as RP3, or as Mr. Bobby says, 2 out of 3. I'm joined inside the studios by James Meche, producer extraordinaire, LAB award winner, best trash stash in sports media in the states of Louisiana and Mississippi, soon to be Yogurt U champion. Good day, sir.
Happy Friday.
Happy Friday. We are broadcasting live and direct from the Beal and Hebert studios here in Upper Lafayette. Beal and Hebert, Acadiana's hometown lawyers. And we have a tremendous show to wrap up the work week for all of you out there listening. We greatly appreciate you doing that as well. This is what we got for you today. How about we're going to talk NBA Finals with Keith Smith from NBA Front Office Show in Spotrac. You know he's going to have the data. He's going to give you the analytics. He's going to give you something that you're going to want to hear about this matchup between the Spurs and the New York Knicks. Game 2 will be tonight. So we're going to talk all things NBA Finals with Keith Smith at 11:30. Then at 12:30, we're going to look at the SEC teams that are in the Super Regionals. There's plenty of them to choose from, by the way. We have 2 all-SEC Super Regional matchups. We'll break down all of that with our buddy Chris Gordy from the Locked On SEC podcast at 12:30. So those are the 2 guests that we got lined up for you today. We'll also be recapping what happened last night on the diamond for the Houston Astros. We'll be giving you updates throughout today's show from the Memorial Tournament there in Dublin, Ohio. That's Jack's tournament. Round 2 action has already begun. We'll look ahead to the Super Regionals overall, just not SEC teams. We'll do all of that in hour number 2 as well. We also have our foodie poll question of the day, which is always our poll question of the day on Friday when we talk food. And since it's National Donut Day, you can imagine what our poll question is going to be about. Spoiler alert.
I definitely didn't give it away with our GIF on our show tweet.
Yes, absolutely.
Not at all.
Not at all. Not at all. So plenty to get to get you fired up and get you ready for the weekend. But let's go ahead and get things started on this Friday. Let's get into it with today's specials.
The fellas can't help with your lunch plans, but they can serve up the top stories of the day in bite-sized pieces. Time to order up today's specials here on RP3 and Meche, presented by Southwest Volkswagen, located at 6184 Johnston Street. Order up.
Our special for today is the Women's College World Series, and it came to an end last night as the Texas Longhorns, for the second consecutive season, the program with the history, the program with the best way to describe it as the old money, took down the villains of softball, the Fighting Texas Tech, Louisiana Raging Cajun Red Raiders.
The Fighting Jerry Glasgow's.
The Fighting Jerry Glasgow's for the second consecutive season. The most hated team in college softball fell last night again in the national championship round and again against big sister, the Texas Longhorns. There's a lot to unpack here. I think for the most part, the better team won. I know Texas Tech had more wins, but I felt like Texas was a better team, and that was reflective in the national seeding, right? Texas was your 2 seed. They're the defending national champs, and Texas Tech was the 11 seed, even though Texas Tech went 61-10 this year. Great season for the Red Raiders, but they have done themselves no favors whatsoever in the realm of public opinion, and I don't think they care. They have a billionaire from the fracking industry that is funneling all their athletic programs. It started off with softball. He's now gone to football. Their collective is trying to buy championships, and they're not afraid to tell you that's what they're doing. They're even getting in a war of words with Texas and the Texas head football coach to cancel a game this season so they can play each other and, put your money where your mouth is, right? They are brash. Now, if you know a lot of folks from West Texas, this doesn't surprise you. Okay? Right? So let's just be honest there. Folks in West Texas are built different. But spending all that money is going to make you the enemy because it makes you out like you're trying to buy a national championship. And you go out there and you poach Jerry Glasgow and you poach multiple Raging Cajun players and you poach other players and you spend all this money and you get to the national championship series last year and you were a surprising team. And even though you rubbed some old folks the wrong way, and you definitely rubbed a lot of folks here in Cajun country the wrong way with how you left, and you took players with you, it was still a good story, right? Like, oh, Texas Tech has someone that's funneling money to the program and they want to make a women's sport a priority. Well, then when he started doing that for football and they made the college football playoff this last year, the shine came off a little bit, right? Like, the shine came off a little bit. You're like, ah. And here they are again, and they went out into the portal, and they poached players from Tennessee, and they poached players, a very well-known player from Florida whose dad was an NBA star. And they embraced being the villain. And that nice little story of, hey, here's Texas Tech softball program coming out of nowhere because they have an alum that loves their program and wants to see it reach new heights, all of a sudden flipped to nice story to they are the villains. And then we had this whole playoff run where we had things getting testy between them and Florida in the postseason play, and war of words between fan bases and parents and players, right, James? And that became an ugly scene. Oof. And then that carried over into Oklahoma City for the College World Series, where after a loss to Tennessee, one of the star players said in a post-game press conference that her former skipper told her that she had made a mistake in the handshake line. And this blew up. And the coach said that was an outright lie, forcing ESPN, nonetheless, to have to go in because they were there filming the handshake line and then releasing the audio and the video saying the coach never said that. So you get into war words with Florida because Florida hit your player that used to be with them, and then fans and everyone and players got involved in the shenanigans there. Then you had a player that you went and poached from Tennessee that you went and bought.
Yeah.
Allegedly come out and just lie that her former skipper told her that she made a mistake, and that blew up. And then but in spite of that, you still beat Alabama twice. You punch your ticket to the National Championship Series to take on the big sister. Because in the state of Texas, I don't care what A&M fans will tell you. I don't care what Texas Tech fans will tell you. I don't care what SMU and TCU folks will tell you. It is the state is Texas.
It's the Longhorns.
It's the Longhorns. And everyone else is trying to be them. Okay? Whether you're annoyed by hook 'em horns or whatever it might be, that's the reality. Just like LSU is here in this state. Okay? Just like Alabama is in Alabama. More so than Auburn, right? Just like Georgia's over Georgia Tech in Georgia, right? So that's the reality. But in spite of all the shenanigans and all the bad publicity and you becoming the Darth Vader of college softball,
oh, Darth Vader,
you have a chance to make everybody shut up and tell them, you know what? Go kick rocks. We don't care. We're funneled by this billionaire from the fracking industry. We're poaching your players. We're buying this championship. We don't care if you like us. We're from West Texas. Guns up. We're from Lubbock. We don't care. And we're going to go out there and we're going to win us a natty. And they had that opportunity. And the Texas Longhorns said, that's all cute and all. We don't care. 4-1 victory last night for Texas as they win Game 2 and sweep the National Championship Series from the Red Raiders, beating them for the second consecutive year in college softball, keeping them in the firm position of little sister.
It's true.
What has stood out to me, James, about this College World Series is how Texas was able to silence Texas Tech's lineup. Last night, they were held to 4 hits and 1 run. That was it. This is an elimination game, and you went out there and you took the best lineup money can buy, and you held it to 1 run on 4 hits. And that follows Game 1, where they held them to 3 runs on 3 hits. So in total, you held one of the best lineups in the country, one of the best teams in the country. You held them to a total of 4 runs on 7 hits in 2 games. Texas was clearly the better team, and they showed it, and they are your national champions for the second consecutive year. And Texas Tech the best team money can buy, the most hated team in college softball, loses a national championship series for the second consecutive year.
And I think even going back to last night's game, you could tell Nyjeri Kennedy, she's been stellar the last couple of years. I mean, she's been one of, if not the best players in college softball.
She was not great in this championship series. Whether she came in relief in game 1 or last night, it was a decent line, right?
It was fine.
It was a decent line of pitching a full 7 innings, scattering 8 hits over 7 innings, giving up the 2 earned runs, striking out 3. She threw 109 pitches. The problem is that she wasn't dominant in the circle.
No, there was plenty of times that Texas's batters put good contact on the ball and forced the Red Raiders infield and even outfield to make plays on the ball to make sure that they didn't give up even more runs. Because if anything, there 2 of the runs that popped up for Texas were because of errors.
Yes. So she wasn't dominant. Their defense wasn't great either, and the lineup got put in a locker for 2 games by Texas's pitching. Gutierrez last night was phenomenal, picked up her 11th win.
Yeah.
She only gave up the 1 earned run on 3 hits, struck out 3. She only pitched 4 1/3, and then they went to the bullpen. Wells and then Kavan came in and shut the door.
Kavan was after coming off after a full game yesterday or 2 days ago now.
Correct. And she came in and she was like, "This is over."
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she was the closer for last night's game.
2 innings, no hits, no earned runs, 28 pitches, 5 strikeouts.
Well, I always forget that you could do this in softball because they started off with Gutierrez. Then they made the pitching change and brought in Wells to close out one of the other innings, brought back in Gutierrez for another inning, and then for the final 2 went over to Tegan Kavan to close it out. And in the 6th inning, this is how you knew it was all over because even back on Tuesday, it was nasty, or back on Wednesday night, it was nasty work from Kavan. But then when she came in the 6th inning, that's how you knew the door was closed, even though it was still a 2-1 ball game at that point. She goes 1, 2, 3 in the inning, but they didn't even make contact. It was strikeout, strikeout, strikeout. Couldn't even get a player on base when you were down to your last handful of outs, and you couldn't even give yourself a chance to build at least some momentum by putting someone on base. It was just an absolute shutdown door, not only in the 6th inning by getting those 3 strikeouts, but then she recorded 2 more and made sure that it was all over for Texas Tech after she got 2 insurance runs, including a home run in the top of the 7th.
Absolutely phenomenal performance. And no one's going to feel sorry for Texas Tech except for the folks in
maybe Patrick Mahomes,
Lubbock, Texas.
Yeah.
Right? Like, those are the only people that are going to feel bad. That's it. That's it.
And how about Katie Stewart? She was on an absolute run and a tear in this College World Series because for the last 4 games, Ray, she had a home run. She didn't hit one last night, but because of what she was doing, that forced Nyjeri Kennedy to not really be able to pitch to her until she basically had to. And she ended up getting a hit. It didn't end up being an RBI, and it didn't record in a home run. But still, the fact that forced her to pitch around her, whenever you have that type of player, especially in a championship game and you're in an elimination game and you feel the pressure of, well, we can't give up another bomb, especially in a low-scoring game like this, that was also a big difference maker as well.
Texas is your national champion once again in softball. Texas Tech is your national runner-up for the 2nd consecutive year as well. We got to take a timeout. When we come back here on the show, we're going to unveil our poll question of the day on Friday, which is always the foodie poll question of the week, and it's about one of my favorite topics. Whew, donuts. Next.
Today's specials here on RP3 and Meche, presented by Southwest Volkswagen, located at 6184 Johnston Street.
Southwest Volkswagen, it's where car buying is made easy. Upfront everyday pricing and transparency from start to finish. Massive inventory of both new and used cars. And when I'm saying used cars, I mean World Auto certified pre-owned cars and SUVs. Southwest Volkswagen has the great selection that you and your family have been looking for. They're proud to be Acadiana's only Volkswagen dealership, and they're just a short drive from Lake Charles as well. Just hop on I-10, make your way over. You will not regret it. Once again, buying your next car feels simple at Southwest Volkswagen right here in Lafayette. Go visit them today at 6184 Johnston Street right here in Lafayette.
Do you need more of the fellas here on Southwest Louisiana's sports station? Of course you do. So go make sure and subscribe to ESPN 1037 Lafayette and 1041 Lake Charles YouTube channel at ESPN_SWLA. Don't forget to turn that bell on so you get notifications for new episodes of Four Tire Change Podcast, where Dawson Iserloh talks all things NASCAR, or Cleats and Sneaks with James Meche. Get yourself more of Southwest Louisiana's sports station at ESPN_SWLA on YouTube.
We are the soldiers of the Louisiana Army National Guard. We are your neighbors. We are your sons and daughters. While we serve part-time, we are learning valuable life and job skills. We are earning money for college, for trade and technical schools, and for certifications. We are proud to serve both our country and our home state. We are your Louisiana Army National Guard.
Sponsored by the Louisiana Army National Guard. Aired by the Louisiana Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Every weeknight, MeTV has your laugh therapy.
To chase away the blues or the olive drabs.
With 2 hours of MASH at 5.
This guy's ankle has tickled my funny bone.
Followed by the Andy Griffith Show at 7.
Doggone it, Otis. You're supposed to be hugging me when I'm arresting you.
But he likes you, Bart.
Weeknights on MeTV.
Watch Meet TV Acadiana on KLWB, over the air on channel 50.1. Check your local cable listings for the channel in your area.
At 28, I had struggled with opiate and meth addiction for 12 years. I did and said things that the sober me never would have done. One day I realized I was not invincible. I was not exempt. And that's when a friend told me about elite rehab placement. They gave me the tools I needed to get sober, and all it took was the one phone call.
Elite Rehab can help you start to break your addiction problem and get sober in as little as 7 days. And we'll work with your insurance provider to help cover the costs. Plus, we have travel assistance programs to get you here by plane or train. Make this free call right now to learn more. 800-819-8313. 800-819-8313. 800-819-8313. That's 800-819-8313.
The United States Deputy Sheriff's Association is a national nonprofit and the largest non-governmental provider of services to law enforcement. The USDSA assists city, county, state, and federal agencies with free safety equipment donations and officer survival training, along with cash donations to families of law enforcement officers who perish in the line of duty, a citizen awareness program, and more. For more information on United States Deputy Sheriff's Association, please visit usdeputy.org.
You're listening to ESPN 1037 Lafayette and 1041 Lake Charles. Your home for the best local sports talk in Southwest Louisiana.
It's that time of the day. It's that day of the week.
Oh, yeah, it is.
Time to unveil that foodie poll question. Today is National Donuts Day. So, of course, we had to make it donut-themed on Facebook and on X. So we asked you for our foodie poll question of the week, what is your favorite kind of donut filling? Jelly, Bavarian cream, custard, or do you just not like filling in your donut?
Go ahead and unveil the results in the comments first before I get on this microphone and give you my thoughts, please.
Well, we don't really have many to show for.
Oh, we got one.
I mean, people have, from the results that I can see, and I can only see 2 votes. They both went to I don't like filling.
Mm-hmm.
For comments, though, Kai says no filling. John Paul says the best donuts is the buttermilk cake donut. Even Little Debbie's knows this is why this is the only donut flavor Little Debbie has. Little donut stick shaws. And then Ralph says fillings belong at the dentist's office, not in a donut. Give me the plain glazed, hot out of the fryer that melts in your mouth. Happy National Donut Day.
The people that hate on fillings in donuts, what's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? First of all, donuts are amazing.
I agree.
I love all types of donuts. I love yeast donuts. I love cake donuts. I love donuts that have sprinkles. I love donuts that don't have sprinkles. Okay? I love donut holes. If just donuts are just amazing in all shapes and sizes. But what's the deal with this hatred against the filling inside the donut? I don't understand this. It's just extra goodness for you. Why would you hate on this? I don't understand this. It puzzles me. It truly does. It puzzles me. I'm not quite for sure why you hate on the donuts that have the filling. Now, I get it. Maybe I'm not looking at this the right way. Maybe I need to be looking at this going, hey, if I eat donuts that have filling, whether it's Bavarian cream or custard or jelly, then I can't eat as many donuts. And maybe you're the person that is a volume eater when it comes to the donuts, and that's why you just take the traditional just glazed donuts and you just say, I want 6 of those. I understand. If that's your rationale, by all means.
I'm not sure if the science works out there.
By all means. And not to forget, your typical glazed donut is sometimes turned into buns for sandwiches in some establishments.
Those are nice. That's innovation right there.
That's another level.
You can't do the sandwich if you got the jelly.
You can't
it's
do
just
that.
Gonna make a mess.
But jelly donuts are good enough for Homer Simpson.
Well, just about anything's good enough for Homer Simpson.
But it's good enough for Homer.
Oh.
Are you saying that you're better than Homer Simpson? Like, I have questions here. And I just don't understand. Why don't you like jelly? I feel like this opens up a whole avenue for us to discuss things when it comes to donuts. Like, okay, maybe you don't like custard. Maybe you don't like Bavarian cream. Bavarian cream is one of my favorites. I voted for that.
Bavarian cream is awesome.
I love Bavarian cream. I love custard, and I love jelly donuts as well. Like raspberry jelly. Like, oh, dude, strawberry jelly. Come on now. Jelly donut? Oh, now it's messy. I get all that. But it's delicious. It's like dessert. It's when you put the stuff inside the donut, it elevates it to dessert. Now, I just think a lot of the people out there, like Ralph, okay?
Calling out Ralph.
I'm calling out Boxcar.
All right.
He's the one that helped with the inspiration behind the poll question.
Okay.
But then he wants to hate on filling. Like, he gives the inspiration, then he turns around, and then he's all grumpy Gus about it. He's like Salty Steve on a Friday. First of all, it's supposed to be a no-salt Friday. So I'm not for sure why I'm getting negativity in the comment section from Boxcar. He should know better. But he's a fit gentleman. You know, I feel like the more husky gentlemen out there listening that are more built like yours truly are probably, and built like Homer, are going to be more inclined to lean towards the donuts that are filled rather than the non-donuts. Ralph wants to tell you, oh, I'm carrying a little extra pounds. I've seen the man in person. I've golfed with the guy. That is not a husky fella by any stretch of the imagination. Don't let him fool you. Don't let him, when he calls other shows, try to express that he's a chubby fella, because he's not. He's fit. Okay? Far fitter than I am.
Okay.
Okay? Look, I'm the big, bald, beautiful one for a reason. Okay? Yeah. I'm nicknamed by some people by S3 Bills. So Ralph is not that. So I need to stop all that right now. I think he tries to put that narrative out there like he's he's overweight or something like that.
He tries to fit in. You like that?
Oh, I see what you did there. It's like when Dawson says, I'm feeling a little overweight. Okay, dude, sure, yeah. You look like you just got done running a 5K. I think you're fine. Let's calm down. So I think my more husky brethren, if you will, are going to be down for the fillings in the donuts, where maybe skinnier folks are not going to. That's just an idea that I'm throwing out there.
That's fair enough.
Fair enough. There we go.
It's not that I don't like the filling, but for me, if I did like a sweet filling plus either had the chocolate glazed on top or the regular glaze, I think that would just be a little too sweet for me because I like sweetness. I like things that are sweet. I like dessert. But I don't like when things are too sweet or too rich. You know what I mean? So it's like it would have to be one or the other. And if I had to choose, I would rather just the glazed donut on top instead of having the filling. That's where I stand. If someone handed me a plain donut and was like, hey, it's filled with Bavarian cream, I'd be like, you know what? Yeah, I'll eat it. I'm down. But I would enjoy it more if it had the glazing on top instead of inside.
Also, keep voting on that poll question of the day. I also want to apparently I got one of our listeners coming after me on the Twitter poll question from yesterday. John Paul Cajun Daddy's getting salty on a Friday. Once again, I don't understand. It's No Salt Friday. This has long been established, not only on this show, but on the station for years now. We're talking more than a presidential term. Not for sure why people are forgetting the memo. But John Paul said football is just funner. About our poll question yesterday, if you had a chance to go pro in which sport, what would you choose? And then,
it's funner.
Funner. That's nice. That's a good proper English. It may not be funner to watch, but football is much more fun to play. Now I understand for you sitting on the bench, it may not have been so fun.
Ooh.
Wow.
I
wasn't aware that John Paul Cajun Daddy was a Pro Bowl NFL player or even a college player for that matter.
You got to know these things.
I wasn't aware.
Apparently, you're not in the loop.
Is there a highlight reel that made recruiting services go crazy for his ability on the gridiron? Because I'm not for sure about that.
Perhaps. Perhaps so.
I love it. Y'all want to get salty with me? That's adorable, by the way. It's adorable.
Just funner.
Just funner. That's some good English there. Keep voting on the poll question of the day. Keep leaving your comments on Facebook and on X. We got to take a timeout. When we come back on this Friday edition of the show, we're going to talk NBA Finals. Game 2 is tonight. Do the Spurs have a chance to come back and win this thing? Keith Smith will join us to talk about that. That's next.
This is RP3 and Meche live on ESPN 103.7 Lafayette and 104.1 Lake Charles, Southwest Louisiana's sports station.
This game isn't fun. This game is a war.
It's time for the 2-minute drill.
Hurry it up, hurry it up, hurry it up.
Powered by B1 Bank. Visit B1Bank.com to find a location near you.
Come on, let's go, you guys. Get in here, we gotta go fast now.
The Houston Astros fell to the Pirates 5-1 last night to drop the series to Pittsburgh. Kai Ting went 5 innings on the mound, giving up all 5 runs on 7 hits with 2 walks. Next up for the Astros, they'll stay at home to host division rivals, the Athletics, tonight. It'll be Jack Perkins on the mound versus Peter Lambert for the Astros. First pitch is at 7:10 p.m., and you can listen to it right here on ESPN 103.7 Lafayette and 104.1 Lake Charles. The Texas Longhorns have repeated as national champions after beating Texas Tech 4-1 last night to win the Women's College World Series. This is the second straight year that the Longhorns have beaten the Red Raiders in the title series, with this year coming as a clean sweep for the Longhorns. Game 2 of the NBA Finals gets underway tonight from San Antonio between the Spurs and the visiting New York Knicks. The Knicks lead the series 1-0 and are riding a 12-game winning streak heading into tonight. Tip-off is at 7:30 in the Frostbank Center. The Carolina Hurricanes rallied back from a 2-goal deficit to beat the Vegas Golden Knights 4-3 and even up the series in the Stanley Cup Finals. Game 3 of the series will head to Vegas and will take place this Saturday night at 7 p.m. The Super Regional round of the college baseball tournament begins today with 4 host sites starting play. In Morgantown, the West Virginia Mountaineers host Cal Poly at 11 a.m. Then in Chapel Hill, North Carolina faces USC at 2 p.m. Following that, Troy will host Arkansas Little Rock at 4 p.m. And rounding out the day, Auburn welcomes in Ole Miss at 7 p.m. I'm Blake Persher, and you're listening to ESPN 103.7 Lafayette and 104.1 Lake Charles, your home for the LSU Tigers and the Houston Astros.
The 2-minute drill has been powered by B1 Bank. Visit b1bank.com to find a location near you. ESPN 103.7 Lafayette and 104.1 Lake Charles is the proud winner of 4 2026 LAB Prestige Awards, including Best Use of Digital Media, Foot's Friday Fury, Best Live On-Site Remote for our Super Bowl Radio Row coverage, Best Promotion for our No Shave November initiative, and Radio Young Professional of the Year for Dawson Iserloh. We're proud of being Southwest Louisiana's sports station and are humbled to be recognized by the Louisiana Association of Broadcasters.
New tax resolution firms are popping up every day with high-paid celebrity endorsers advertising ridiculous claims in their TV ads. That's why they have the tiny, unreadable disclaimers at the bottom of the screen. Hi, this is Kerry Bryson with the Bryson Law Firm. Our ads never have those ridiculous, fast-talking, tiny disclaimers at the end because, simply put, there are no guarantees when it comes to the IRS and wiping out tax bills. And we don't make promises we can't keep. Of course, there are ways the Bryson Law Firm can help resolve your tax debt, but no company can guarantee it will eliminate it. This is why their clients call the Bryson Law Firm when those promises don't pan out. If you have tax problems, you have legal problems. Call the Bryson Law Firm. Our headquarters are in Lafayette, and we have offices statewide. Or visit BrysonLawFirm.com to schedule your free consultation with your local tax resolution law firm, the Bryson Law Firm. LSBA filing number LA2518447.
Hi, I'm Nancy Landry. No matter what part of our great state you call home, Louisiana's elections are an important part of who we are. In 2026, closed party primaries will change how some of those elections happen, so you'll want to know what to do. Keeping your registration current ensures you'll get the right party-based ballot. Remember, this change only applies to certain offices. To learn more, visit govote.com or download the GoVote app.
Paid for by the Louisiana Secretary of State's office.
MeTV is America's #1 classic entertainment television network. And here's one of the reasons everybody loves MeTV.
Oh, it's a classic.
The great comedy lineup on weeknights.
This will be fun. Come on.
With Meche.
Loaded with snappy comebacks.
The Andy Griffith Show.
I was just funning with Barney.
And Everybody Loves Raymond.
Now we got a show.
Watch MeTV Acadiana on KLWB, over the air on channel 50.1. Check your local cable listings for the channel in your area.
I've been driving trucks for a long time. Safety is my #1 priority. I know that my truck has huge blind spots. That's why I remember to check my mirrors often for smaller vehicles. Everyone can help keep our roads safe. Next time you're behind the wheel, try to avoid lingering in those blind spots. It can be dangerous. Let's all plan to share the road safely. Learn how at www.sharetheroadsafely.gov.
One enjoys eating hot dogs and watching baseball. The other loves eating sushi and playing yogurt U-card games. Not sure exactly what that is, but good for him, I guess. Anyway, back to more RP3 and Meche.
Game 2 of the NBA Finals is tonight. Of course, it's going to be Spurs versus Knicks. To talk about this series, we head out to the ESPN hotline to bring on our first guest of today's edition of the show. He is a part of the NBA Front Office Show and a contributor for Spotrac.com. It's our guy, Keith Smith, talking NBA. Keith, how goes it on this Friday, my man?
Good. I'm appreciative of you guys having me on.
Absolutely. And I want to start off going back to game 1 that went down a couple nights ago. Knicks ended up getting the 10-point win. It was a nice comeback in the second half. You could tell that it was fueled in the third quarter. I just want to get your thoughts and reactions to seeing how everything went down in game 1 to give the Knicks the 1-0 lead.
Yeah, this is just kind of what they've been doing this year. They're never feels like they're really out of a game. They just keep coming. They keep making plays. We saw game 1 against the Cavs. They were down 20-plus points and just kept after it and then got it done and ended up, pulling out that win. There were other games that have been blowing teams out, but feels like, this team's starting to feel like they've got that kind of team of destiny stuff around them where we see that when that comes and when that's the thing, like it starts to become really, really hard to see them getting beat.
And it feels like whenever you get contributions from guys that maybe you wouldn't expect, like Josh Hart in that game had probably the most Josh Hart stat line that we've ever seen. Didn't shoot the ball much or well, but he did a lot defensively, getting the rebounds, making plays offensively with assists, and then got a lot of crucial turnovers on San Antonio, including late against Wemby for a loose ball. When you have guys like Josh Hart and even Landry Shaman and Jose Alvarado stepping up off the bench, this just feels like it's a tough team to beat, even when Jalen Brunson gets injured and has his quote-unquote not his best stuff, even in a 30-point performance.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Josh Hart is one of those guys that if you go back and look through the list of championship teams, they are one of those teams that is like just in a great, or rather he is one of those players that shows up on every roster, right? Like every one of those great teams, they have a guy like a Josh Hart where it's just somebody who just kind of does a little bit of everything, and none of it is at a super high level, but it's all pretty good and super helpful. And then Josh Hart, if there's a loose ball and it's any two players on the floor in this series, I'm going to bet on Josh Hart being the one who comes up with it. He just has that nose for the ball. He's really tough, and he's going to go in there and dig it out. He's just a really, really special player.
I thought one thing that really shocked me and was a big talking point for us going into the series was how was New York gonna guard Wemby and vice versa? We ended up seeing basically it was guards guard the guards, the wings guard the wings, the forwards guard the forwards, and the bigs guard the bigs. So it was pretty much matchup for matchup. What did you make of that decision when it felt like they maybe would have gone in a different direction, especially how everything went down last series in the Western Conference Finals versus the Thunder?
Yeah, every conversation was who's going to guard Wemby, like you said, and everybody was like, well, at some point Karl-Anthony Towns is going to have to pick him up. But, I think Towns, with them starting out, it was, hey, we're going to trust that his size and that he's going to be able to get things done in a smart way. And the biggest thing for Karl-Anthony Towns is avoiding silly fouls. He's a guy who, throughout the course of his career, even in this playoff run at times, he's one of those guys, no hope rebound, 90 feet from the basket, and he's just going to try for it for some reason and crash into a guy and commit a foul, or he's going to reach in for no reason against the player. In this game, I think this was one of the best defensive games he's ever played. He was fantastic. He stayed in front of Wembanyama, made him work, and I think the key now for the Knicks is you can't just keep showing him that same look of Karl-Anthony Towns, because he'll have some stuff, and the Spurs will have some counters for that. And that's where the Knicks, you got to have to kind of plan 2, 3, and 4 ready to go in case it's not working with just Cap. But great start and a huge part of why they got that win.
Dylan Harper has been phenomenal. See, he comes off the bench for him. He's been a stellar rookie for them and has been a huge part of their success. But what baffled me was the fact that we really didn't see him at all in the fourth quarter, especially with him being such a spark off the bench, and especially when Wemby wasn't necessarily having his best stuff and Champagne went cold in the second half, and Fox, the only thing he could do was dish it to the corner after he drove in. Could you figure out a reason as to why Harper wasn't in the game in the final quarter?
Yeah, I think there's 2 parts, or really kind of 3 parts to it. I think the first was, as great as he was on offense, he wasn't very good defensively. He gave up a lot of points on the other end of the floor, lost his man a couple times. And when that happens, your coach is he's not going to trust you to be out there. They're going to look first at, can you defend? Can you hold your own? If you can do that, then we're good. If you can't, then we're going to probably have to go in a slightly different direction. And I think that was part of it. Second part is, I think Mitch Johnson just wanted to trust his guys. He was trusting the guys who have kind of been there, done that guys for him all year long. And De'Aaron Fox was having a tough game, but De'Aaron Fox has been their closer throughout the course of the year alongside Wembanyama. And when things get a little sideways, he's the guy who gets them settled down. He gets things put into a good place. So I think that's why he was out there. Now, the third thing is, I think he's going to have to trust in putting Fox, Harper, and Castle, all three of them on the floor more in this series. The Knicks don't play overly big. You know, they're not a team that's got real size at the 3 and the 4 that's going to punish you. So I think you can get away with that a little bit more. And I think that's something that Mitch Johnson's going to have to consider doing is getting those three guys out there a lot more together. And maybe that's the way you close games. That might give you a little bit of an advantage.
Especially when you look at San Antonio's starting lineup, the only quote-unquote big guy is, of course, Wembanyama at 7'4", but even Champagnie, who plays the power forward for them, he's only 6'7", and everyone's shorter other than that. So it's not like they're running the natural big lineup anyway. So it feels like running Fox, Castle, and Harper would be a big benefit to them anyway.
Yeah, absolutely. And then you get a little bit more off the dribble creation that you can break the Knicks down a little bit. I think, Champagnie's a key guy. You want to have him out there, Vassell, key guys. But those guys throughout the course of these playoffs, they've turned more and more into catch-and-shoot players. They're not doing anything off the dribble. So I think if you had one more guy out there who can do a little bit off the bounce, and you may even be able to draw the defense and then set Wemby up a little bit easier. So I think that's certainly something that Mitch Johnson can try going forward.
We're talking with Keith Smith from NBA Front Office Show. He joins us here on RP3 and Meche. The thing that stood out to me about Game 1 and the thing that gives me concern moving forward for San Antonio is a couple of different things here. Brunson gets banged up, misses some time, and still comes up money, especially late. They had no answer for him. And they got contributions from multiple other guys in a litany of different ways. I thought Cat's defense was very good. I think they've unlocked something in Karl Anthony Towns this season in New York specifically that we didn't see in Minnesota on a consistent basis. And I just saw a team that once they kind of limited Wemby, New York was able to seize control, make adjustments in the second half to win that game. I just have a hard time after watching Game 1 seeing a path where San Antonio wins this series. I know that's a little foolish because we saw what they did against Oklahoma City and coming back and winning that series, but this Knicks team is, I don't know, it just feels like they're built different and they have an advantage over San Antonio.
Yeah, I mean, they certainly played well, and I don't want to take anything away from them, but I think this series is far from over. Now, full disclosure, I picked the Knicks to win in 7 before the series started, so clearly I believe in their ability to win, but the Spurs are going to play better than they did in Game 1. They missed a lot of open shots throughout the course of the game, and I think they're going to make those shots this next time. I think they're going to have some counters to get Wemby a little more open and a little bit more able to work in some space and those kind of things. So I think we'll see that kind of go a little bit of a different way and a better way for the Spurs. But, yeah, they've got their work cut out for them for sure. I just, I'm not going to, go in there and say, well, it's over. The Knicks are going to win. That said, the Knicks win, Game 2 in San Antonio. Boy, the Spurs are probably in trouble because I don't know that you're going on the road and winning more than one in New York, and that's going to be really, really tough. So I expect a really better effort from San Antonio tonight, and I think they'll probably get it done and even the series up.
I would expect a bounce-back game because the whole purpose is at least take one of the two games on the road, and New York already did that in Game 1. My question to you is that I expect a better game from Wemby, and you're right, they did miss some shots. I also thought the Knicks played pretty good defense. Who needs to step up tonight in Game 2 to help the Spurs even the series?
Yeah, De'Aaron Fox for sure has to be better. I think Stephon Castle has to play better on both ends. I thought most nights when he doesn't have it on offense, he's still really, really good on defense, and he was kind of okay in this one. So I think he's got to be better. I think Wembanyama. It sounds silly to say it, but he's got to play better on the offensive end of the floor. He missed a lot of shots and he took a lot of jumpers. I think just getting him working a little bit closer to the basket, things he can do off the dribble, those kind of things. I think that would be big for them. And then they got to get somebody to step up off the bench too, and that's generally been Keldon Johnson, 6th man of the year. He was kind of so bad that he didn't even really see minutes for San Antonio in Game 1. So I'd like to see him step up as well.
We expect a better performance from San Antonio tonight, and they'll have the home crowd behind them. For me, when I look at this matchup, I do expect San Antonio, and I actually maybe expect San Antonio to win Game 2. I picked the Knicks to win in 6 because I just feel like they are a more veteran team and a better overall team. They don't have a guy that is uber talented, phenomenal, generational like Wemby on the court. But they have a bunch of grinders and they have a bunch of guys that get after it. And I think that matters moving forward when this series goes back to New York. For you picked the Knicks to win in 7. What's going to happen to have that become a reality from New York's perspective?
Sure. I think they got to stay locked in the way they were defensively in Game 1 across the board. I think they, a lot. We talked a lot already about Towns' efforts, but I thought other guys were really good too. And I thought they did a good job kind of protecting Brunson and keeping him from a place where he wasn't able to, how do I say this? Wasn't able to, get into a place. So I think that will, really seem, really kind of, if you can protect Brunson, that'll seem like now all of a sudden it's going to be really hard for the Spurs to score and get things done. So I think that's got to be the first place. And then offensively, the Knicks have to play better too. They didn't have like a lights-out offensive game. Brunson wasn't very good through about 3.5 quarters and then turned it on to close. So they're going to need him to be a little bit better and, hit a few more shots. They got a really great game out of Landry Shamet, so that was huge. And just, a lot of it is just keep doing the things you do and try to get one. I think they're going to come out and really push hard. I don't think they're satisfied at all that, hey, we won one, we still hold court advantage. I think they're going to be locked in to really, kind of hammer, the Spurs again and try to get this to a place where they go back home up 2-0.
No matter what happens, we're going to have a different NBA champion yet for another year. And I'll get you out of here with this, Keith. Why do you think that is where we're seeing so much parity right now in this current era of the association?
I think there's a few things. I think there's a lot of talent in the league. I think this is the most talented that the NBA's ever been. You get in, even on the bad teams, there are 7 or 8 guys who can really play. So I think that's part of it. I think the talent is more spread out. And I think some of that is the current CBA rules where it is rough to be really, really expensive. We're not in a position where you have 5 or 6 teams kind of stacking the talent together, and because they are, we're going to win and we can pay these exorbitant luxury tax penalties. Now there's basketball restrictions on building out your roster when you're really, really expensive, and it becomes really hard to kind of get around them. So I think it really is in a place where it becomes a situation where it is the talent is more spread out. I think that's by design, and then there's so much of it that that's why we're getting into this parity where it looks like the Thunder and the Spurs are going to be impossible to beat, but Spurs just beat the Thunder, and who knows what happens next year. But I think there's a lot of really good teams in the NBA right now.
Keith, appreciate your time and your insight, brother. Keep up the tremendous work, and we'll have you on again.
I appreciate it. Thanks so much for having me.
We got to take a time out. When we come back, we'll give you an update on the poll question of the day and wrap up hour number 1.
This is RP3 and Meche live on ESPN 103.7 Lafayette and 104.1 Lake Charles, Southwest Louisiana's sports station. ESPN 103.7 Lafayette and 104.1 Lake Charles is your home for the Houston Astros.
And the Astros stun the Mariners.
Hunter Brown, Yordan Alvarez, and the rest of the Astros are looking to get back to the postseason. You can listen to every pitch, hit, and thrilling victory of the Houston Astros.
Incredible!
As Robert Ford and Steve Sparks will be on the call. Tune in this season for live Astros baseball on Southwest Louisiana's sports station.
Did you know you can get great tasting Clear Springs artesian water delivered to your office or your doorstep at home? Clear Springs is 100% local with their own bottling facility at the world-famous Kentwood Aquifer, no chemicals added. Just pure Kentwood, Louisiana artesian water. Clear Springs Water offers delivery of 5 or 3 gallon water service with a hot and cold temperature water cooler or even single serve bottles delivered to your home or office. Easy to reach, clearsprings.net, then contact us tab or 337-519-3563.
Looking for your next firearm? Come visit Louisiana Gun Shop in Broussard. We've got financing options, 12 months same as cash, plus layaways up to 90 days. With a wide selection of new and used guns, we've got something for every budget, big or small. Have an old gun collecting dust? Trade it in or turn it into cash. Need parts? We've got the largest selection of AR-15 components in the area, from springs to grips and buttstocks. Explore our ever-changing used inventory online at LouisianaGunShop.com. Louisiana Gun Shop, your one-stop shop for firearms and more.
Attention first responders, police officers, firefighters, military and former military personnel. If you have an acre or more of grass to cut, Skag Zero-Turn Mowers would like to thank you by offering you a special discount with their Simply the Brave First Responders program. Save big money on the industry's top-rated zero-turn mower at Nolan's Lawnmower in Carencro. Nolan's can offer well-qualified buyers 0% financing for 48 months. Come by Nolan's Lawnmower at 3547 Northwest Evangeline Thruway and check out the full line of Skag Zero-Turn Lawnmowers.
At Waterboys Water Well Services, we're more than just a quick fix. A handshake means more to us than a contract. From water treatment that protects your home and health to expert well drilling, pump installation, and maintenance, we've got your water covered. Cleaner, safer, better tasting water starts with trust and ends with Waterboys. Proudly serving Louisiana families with integrity and experience. Waterboys, high quality H2O products. 337-678-9955.
It's hurricane season, and Mid-South Power Solutions wants you and your family to be prepared. Protect your home from sudden power outages with a Generac automatic standby generator, the industry leader. Installed by the experts at Mid-South Power Solutions, the Generac automatic standby generator start up during power failures, keeping your home powered until the local utility restores service. Remember, installing a standby generator is not a do-it-yourself project. Mid-South Power Solutions factory-trained technicians meet the highest standards. Don't get caught in the dark. Visit Mid-South Power Solutions in Crowley or at midsouthpowersolutions.com. Mid-South Power Solutions. Your power, our priority.
This is ESPN 1037 Lafayette and 1041 Lake Charles, broadcasting live from the Beal and Hebert studios in Upper Lafayette. Beal and Hebert, Acadiana's hometown lawyers. Back to more of Southwest Louisiana's sports station.
Wrapping up hour number 1 of RP3 and Meche, and we'll do so by giving you an update on the poll question of the day. We had asked you on Facebook and on X, what is your favorite kind of donut filling? Are you going with jelly, Bavarian cream, custard, or are you just not a fan of filling in your donut at all? Just sacrilegious, according to RP3. Looking towards Facebook, Edward says he's going with Bavarian cream. Robert agrees with him. Brian says he wants an eclair or a Boston cream in his donut.
Oh, those are game changers.
And then Charles says that he doesn't like filling. Give him a plain glazed donut. When you look towards X, though, JBK recently commented, and he said, there's no filling needed when the toppings are epic. And then he showed a picture of a king cake that had maple bacon on top.
Maple bacon. Have you had bacon on the donut before?
I have not.
It is. My mouth just
probably
a
game changer,
dude. So
probably a game changer.
You eat it and you go, I know I'm taking off at least 9 to 10 months off my life by just eating this thing, but you go, man, it's kind of worth it. Just saying. That's how it feels.
You're making life more efficient. You're not shortening your life. You're just making it more efficient.
I like that. I like that. Keep those votes coming and keep leaving your comments on Facebook and on X. So just a bit of breaking news here to give to you. We know the Chicago Bears are in a war to get a new stadium built, back and forth. An announcement has been made that they are moving forward, it appears, to build a new stadium in Northwest Indiana. Hammond, Indiana is going to be the new home, it looks like, of the Chicago Bears.
It's just not right.
Shout out to the Bears and shout out to the state of Illinois. Gross. That's all I'm going to say. Hour 1 is in the books. Hour number 2 is next.
It's 9 a.m. You just received a voicemail from your boss.
Hey, Janet. Heads up. We got an important meeting coming up Thursday. The big guys are coming into town, so I need you in charge of lunch, and we've got to look good.
Luckily for Janet, she knows a place, and she knows her boss will be impressed.
Honey Baked Ham can cater your next event. Delicious and freshly sliced deli trays, box lunches with sandwich, chips, and dessert. Or try our fresh salad boxes and the perfect touch with a meat and cheese tray. Honey Baked Ham Company.
Hi, I'm Nancy Landry. No matter what part of our great state you call home, Louisiana's elections are an important part of who we are. In 2026, closed party primaries will change how some of those elections happen, so you'll want to know what to do. Keeping your registration current ensures you'll get the right party-based ballot. Remember, this change only applies to certain offices. To learn more, visit govote.com or download the GoVote app.
Paid for by the Louisiana Secretary of State's office.
Your Honor, I would like to introduce exhibit number 1.
MeTV is America's #1 classic television network.
There can only be one number 1, me.
MeTV features over 60 of the greatest classic TV series each week.
Go with the winner.
Enjoy dramas, comedies, westerns, sci-fi, and more.
You just watch me.
Watch MeTV Acadiana on KLWB, over the air on channel 50.1. Check your local cable listings for the channel in your area.
MeTV is memorable entertainment television.
Man, I loved playing high school sports growing up. And it's fun being a fan now, don't get me wrong, but sitting in the stands feels like I'm missing out on all the action, you know? I wanted to get back in the game, so I signed up to be a high school official. It takes me back to my playing days. I'm supporting students, and I get paid to make the big calls. Do you want to see the game up close? Sign up to become an official in Louisiana at highschoolofficials.com.
Live from Upper Lafayette, this is ESPN 1037 KLWB Carencro Lafayette, KLCJ-FM Oak Grove Lake Charles 1041, a Delta Media station.
This game isn't fun. This game is a war.
It's time for the 2-minute drill.
Hurry it up, hurry it up, hurry it up.
Powered by B1 Bank. Visit b1bank.com to find a location near you.
Come on, let's go, you guys. Get in here, we gotta go fast now.
The Houston Astros fell to the Pirates 5-1 last night to drop the series to Pittsburgh. Kai Ting went 5 innings on the mound, giving up all 5 runs on 7 hits with 2 walks. Next up for the Astros, they'll stay at home to host division rivals, the Athletics, tonight. It'll be Jack Perkins on the mound versus Peter Lambert for the Astros. First pitch is at 7:10 p.m., and you can listen to it right here on ESPN 1037 Lafayette and 1041 Lake Charles. The Texas Longhorns have repeated as national champions after beating Texas Tech 4-1 last night to win the Women's College World Series. This is the second straight year that the Longhorns have beaten the Red Raiders in the title series, with this year coming as a clean sweep for the Longhorns. Game 2 of the NBA Finals gets underway tonight from San Antonio between the Spurs and the visiting New York Knicks. The Knicks lead the series 1-0 and are riding a 12-game winning streak heading into tonight. Tip-off is at 7:30 in the Frostbank Center. The Carolina Hurricanes rallied back from a 2-goal deficit to beat the Vegas Golden Knights 4-3 and even up the series in the Stanley Cup Finals. Game 3 of the series will head to Vegas and will take place this Saturday night at 7 p.m. The Super Regional round of the college baseball tournament begins today with 4 host sites starting play. In Morgantown, the West Virginia Mountaineers host Cal Poly at 11 a.m. Then in Chapel Hill, North Carolina faces USC at 2 p.m. Following that, Troy will host Arkansas Little Rock at 4 p.m. And rounding out the day, Auburn welcomes in Ole Miss at 7 p.m. I'm Blake Purser, and you're listening to ESPN 1037 Lafayette and 1041 Lake Charles, your home for the LSU Tigers and the Houston Astros.
The 2-minute drill has been powered by B1 Bank. Visit b1bank.com to find a location near you. Dynamic duos are nothing new to Louisiana sports fans. Breeze and Colston, Burrow and Chase. And here in Acadiana, we have our very own dynamic duo.
You're beautiful.
It's the big, bald, bearded, and beautiful one, Raymond Parch III.
I'm sexy and I know it.
And the man with the best head of hair in sports talk radio in Louisiana and Mississippi, James Meche. Here is RP3 and Meche on ESPN 1037 Lafayette and 1041 Lake Charles, Southwest Louisiana's sports station.
Hour number 2 has arrived here on the RP3 and Meche as we broadcast live from inside the Beal and Hebert studios here in Upper Lafayette. Beal and Hebert, Acadiana's hometown lawyers. Coming up later on this hour, we'll talk all things SEC with our buddy Chris Gordy of the Locked On SEC podcast. That'll be at 12:30. We'll also talk a little Houston Astros baseball as it didn't go their way. That'd be the nice way of describing what happened last night. It didn't go their way for them at all. We'll dive into that as well. And we already gave you some breaking news there in hour number 1 where the Bears are getting closer and closer to relocating to Northwest Indiana. Now, where they're going is essentially a glorified suburb of Chicago because Chicago is that close to Indiana. That said, it's stupid. Chicago Bears playing in Indiana. This is just stupid, stupid, stupid. This is dumb greed and politics involving the Bears and the city of Chicago and the state of Illinois. Imagine that. You know how we think we have so much corruption and nonsense when it comes to titans of industry and our political leaders here in the state of Louisiana? Illinois likes to have a race with us to compete in that regard for that title as well. Like every time one of the states does something really stupid, the other one says, hold my beer. You just think you have that title. Watch us.
You think you're more stupider?
Essentially what they're doing here, to put it into terms that you maybe all of you can understand, this would be like the Saints relocating to Biloxi or Gulfport, Mississippi. This is what this would be. Oh. There it is. There we go. So think about it in those terms. You're taking away the franchise where it's had its entire identity for 100 years, and you're going to relocate it a state away because of tax breaks. Awesome. So we went ahead and shared that with you. We also want to take a moment here to talk a little baseball. Aaron Judge is going to be out indefinitely with a rib fracture. I've seen where it could be 6 weeks. I've seen others that say it won't be until August when he comes back. This is a multiple MVP candidate, slugger, great player. Do I think the Yankees have enough talent to be able to overcome losing their best player? Maybe. But Tampa's not going anywhere in that division. So it's going to be interesting to see what the Yankees do here, knowing that Judge is going to be on the shelf for at least a month, if not longer. It's a brutal loss for them. And he's a great player, no doubt about it. So losing him for an extended period of time, is that going to force the Yankees to go out there and, get off their tuchus and go be aggressive and add quality players? Because, Cashman and George's boy have been kind of somewhat reluctant to do that. Not like what George used to do. So we'll see what happens there. But one of the biggest stars in baseball is going to be shelved for a little while. I also want to take a moment here to talk about the World Cup, which begins next week, right?
Next Thursday. June 11th until July 19th.
Are you watching?
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm going to.
Aw.
No, it's not. Well, you're making it out like I stole a little kid's ice cream cone.
Feels like you did.
I'm just. There's a weirdness about the World Cup being here. Don't you feel that? Like, there just feels to be a whole weirdness about us having the World Cup. When it was first announced that we were getting it, I was excited. I was like, that's awesome. And you would think I would, but when I talk
you'd be more invested.
But I talked to other people, and it's just been weird. The ticket prices being as high as they are really, really pushed people away.
Oh yeah, I have no interest to go and try at those ticket prices.
I talked to people and they said they really wanted to go, and then they looked at the ticket prices and the gouging was so out of control that they couldn't afford to go. And that kind of put a sour taste in people's mouths with that. FIFA's been weird about the ramp up for the World Cup. I feel like I haven't been bombarded with advertising for it.
I've seen it every once in a while, but it's a little more scattered than you would maybe want it to be.
Now, is that because they've decided to be selective with their advertising? You know, they're also doing weird things where, like, they're taking sponsorships off the stadiums where they're playing at or covering them up with blankets. That's what they're having you do in Atlanta, by the way, because of sponsorship conflicts with the World Cup. And I'm like, that's just kind of silly that you're going to call it something, but it's not its real name. So it doesn't feel like the PR machine for the World Cup is really flowing. Does that make sense? Is that fair to say?
No, I think that is fair.
And I think, look, with the economy being what it is and gas prices being so high, you priced out a lot of people that would be interested to go experience the World Cup for the first time ever and maybe the only time in their life. So that's bad PR in this for the sake of money.
Mm-hmm.
And I also think what hurts this, and this is going to sound weird, and I know the World Cup is like the Olympics in this regard, we're going to have World Cup matches across the entire United States, which on one hand you go, well, that means more of the U.S. can go see the games, but we've already established that they've priced out a lot of folks to be able to go to the said games, right? So that's one issue, if you will. The second issue that I think is making it feel like it's not happening or like you don't feel overwhelmed with, oh, the World Cup's about to happen, is the fact that it's spread out all across the country. I think that's going to cause confusion for people of, well, who's playing where again? Why are they playing here? When are they playing here? I think,
because if you want to go see a certain player, like see a certain country team play, and you're like, oh, are they going to be in Houston? Oh no, they're going to be in California. That doesn't work with my schedule.
Like one of my good friends, Jeff, one of his sons is really into soccer, and his favorite player is Ronaldo. And he looked into going, and Ronaldo, they're playing in Houston during the group stage.
Yeah. One of the group stage matches, yeah.
And he looked at the prices and he says, I can't take the kid. And they couldn't take the kid. So, I mean, I'm sure they'll watch on television, but it's not the same. And that's my bigger thing about the World Cup is that for soccer to really take root and to kind of take over and get into the top 5 of sports here in the country, you have to bring it to the people. And it's just not done that way via television.
I think you could probably get away with the prices better even in like other countries, just because, I mean, it's more often than not the most popular sport in every other country except the U.S.
With the exception of the United States, yes.
So when you keep that same type of price range, when it's already a sport that's just not as coveted as others, like the Super Bowl and the NFL playoffs could get away with these types of prices because football reigns king.
But the Super Bowl is one game.
Yeah. But that's why I'm saying the playoffs as a whole.
Right. But even then,
you could get away with it.
It's still far less than what they're charging for the World Cup. Right? Because you have so many more matches. You know, I made the joke to my buddy. I says, well, you know, kids can be manipulated and, you know, just lie to them and say that Ronaldo is playing. Just get cheap tickets to one of the other games, the other matches, and just say
you find someone else that wears number 7.
It just lie to the kid.
They won't know the difference.
No, yeah.
Especially if you're in the nosebleeds, you can't see that far anyway.
There we go. Oh, Daddy, is that Ronaldo? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
People will be looking at you like, I understand what you're doing. Nod the head.
Why? Then why is he on the bench?
Let's get you an update from the Memorial. That's the Great PGA Tour event there in Dublin, Ohio. That's Jack's tournament. It's on my bucket list to go to. I've always wanted to go to it. Right now, at the top of the leaderboard is Ryan Gerard, 8 under. And he shot a 3 under 69 today. That follows up a 67 in round 1. So he sits atop the leaderboard. He has a 3-stroke cushion there. JT Poston is at 5 under, tied for second. JJ Spawn has yet to tee off. That's about to happen. He's 5 under as well after shooting an open in round 67. Wyndham Clark, we know that's Dawson's favorite golfer. I say that sarcastically. It's not my favorite golfer as well. He's at 5 under. He's going to be teeing off with JJ and Tommy Fleetwood. They're all at 5 under. Some other scores out there. Shane Lowry is tied for 6 right now. He shot 1 under so far today. Sam Burns, the former LSU All-American, he shot a 69 in round 1. He is even par today through the first hole. Justin Rose, Alex Fitzpatrick, Xander Schauffele, Patrick Cantlay are all there at 2 under, 1 under, as well as Rory. So you have your afternoon wave teeing off, coming up here, and we'll see what happens there at one of the best tournaments on the tour, in my opinion. Always been on my bucket list to go to. You do have guys struggling. Jordan Spieth is 4 over. He's 4 over today, Cat. 3 over for the tournament. He's 4 over today through 8 holes. Whew, that is absolutely brutal. Jason Day is 3 over as well. Matt Kuchar is 3 over. The projected cut line is 3 over par. And right now, guys in danger of missing the cut, Scotty Scheffler. Scotty shot a 73 yesterday. Not good. He's +3 today through 11. He is in danger of missing the cut. So is Ben Griffin. So is former McNeese Cowboy star Robert McIntyre, who's +6 on the tournament, +1 today. He shot a 77 in the opening round. Not great. And, of course, Dawson's real guy, the guy that he loves to root for, Ricky Fowler, he shot a opening round 79. He's +7, and he hasn't even teed off yet for round number 2. So he's got some work to do, as they like to say. We'll continue to update you here on the Memorial Tournament throughout today's show. We got to take a timeout. When we come back here on RP3 and Meche, we'll look ahead to the Super Regionals and recap what the Astros did last night. That's next.
This is RP3 and Meche live on ESPN 1037 Lafayette and 1041 Lake Charles, Southwest Louisiana's sports station.
Delta Media Corp is hiring immediately for a media account executive, and this could be the career change that you've been looking for. Our fast-paced radio, television, and digital media company is looking for a confident people person who enjoys building relationships with local businesses and helping them grow. This is perfect for someone looking for a midlife career change, a fresh start, or a new challenge with unlimited earning potential. Sales experience is preferred but not required. We will teach, train, and support the right person. What matters most is confidence, communication skills, personality, and the ability to connect with people. If you're ready to leave that boring job behind and start an exciting new career, we'd love to talk with you today. Email John at Cochran at JCOCHRAN@DeltaMediaCorp, that's CORP.com, and let's start your new career today. Delta Media is an equal opportunity employer.
From Tiger Stadium to the Texas state line, ESPN 1037 Lafayette and 1041 Lake Charles is your home for live and local sports talk in Southwest Louisiana. We're your official home for the LSU Tigers and Houston Astros. ESPN 1037 Lafayette and 1041 Lake Charles also tackles the latest involving the Louisiana Raging Cajuns, McNeese Cowboys, and New Orleans Saints. So keep it locked right here. ESPN 1037 Lafayette and 1041 Lake Charles, Southwest Louisiana's sports station.
Ready to transform your backyard into the summer paradise you've always dreamed of? With Duplessis Builders custom gunite pool packages, we make it simple to own a stunning, long-lasting, in-ground pool built just for you. Choose from classic designs, all customizable to fit your space, style, and budget. Our pools come with quality finishes, energy-efficient equipment, beautiful lighting, and professional installation from excavation to decking, so you can dive in before the next heat wave hits. Don't just dream it, build it. Visit DuplessisBuilders.net.
Hi, I'm Nancy Landry. No matter what part of our great state you call home, Louisiana's elections are an important part of who we are. In 2026, closed party primaries will change how some of those elections happen, so you'll want to know what to do. Keeping your registration current ensures you'll get the right party-based ballot. Remember, this change only applies to certain offices. To learn more, visit govote.com or download the GoVote app.
Paid for by the Louisiana Secretary of State's office.
Oh, look who's here.
Everybody Loves Raymond is on MeTV.
Who told you that?
Raymond!
America's #1 classic TV network.
Nothing even comes close.
Enjoy 2 back-to-back episodes every weeknight.
We're doing it twice.
Watch Everybody Loves Raymond.
Yeah, it's all about you, Raymond.
Weeknights starting at 8 on MeTV.
Watch MeTV Acadiana on KLWB, over the air on channel 50.1. Check your local cable listings for the channel in your area.
We are the NFHS. That stands for the National Federation of State High School Associations. But really, what we stand for, together with the LHSAA, are the 110,000 high school sports students in Louisiana. And so we stand. We stand for the runners, soccer and basketball players. We stand for their coaches, administrators, and officials. We stand for the swimmers, football players, and wrestlers. We stand for the golfers, softball, and volleyball players. We stand as the national leader and advocate for high school athletics and all who participate in them and make them possible. Because it is our purpose to ensure that high school students get to play, perform, and compete together. To learn more about who we are and what we stand for, visit nfhs.org.
You're listening to ESPN 1037 Lafayette and 1041 Lake Charles, Southwest Louisiana's sports station. Your home for the Houston Astros.
The NCAA Super Regionals for baseball have begun, and West Virginia is taking on Cal Poly. They're in the Morgantown Super Regional, and they are all over little Cal Poly. 8-1 in the bottom of the fourth. I do believe a grand slam was just hit. I'm going to check this, but yeah, there it is. Yeah. West Virginia went up 3-0 with a 3-run blast in the first. Cal Poly responded with a solo shot in the top of the fourth, and then the Mountaineers scored a run on a single, and then had the bases loaded and just hit a granny. So it's 8-1 with one out in the bottom of the fourth as West Virginia is taking on Cal Poly in the first Super Regional game of the day. We'll have 4 Super Regionals start today, and the other 4 will start on Saturday. So coming up later today, USC at North Carolina. I'm fascinated by that. Have the Trojans recaptured their magic? They went into College Station, went into Bluebell Park, and took down Texas A&M. Can they go on the road to Chapel Hill and do the same thing? I don't know. You think you would favor North Carolina there, but you never do know. That is going to be starting at 2 o'clock. At 4 o'clock, you will have Little Rock versus Troy. We saw what Little Rock did last year, giving LSU all it could handle. It wins a regional this year. Troy wins a regional this year. They're facing in the Supers there at Troy, one of the more surprising Super Regional matchups we have. And then the nightcap will be an all-SEC affair as Ole Miss takes on Auburn. Auburn is the better team. Auburn had one of the best pitching staffs in the country. And they got roughed up like it was batting practice off a tee the first couple of games of their regional. They fought back. They won the thing against a Milwaukee team that was below 500. Ole Miss went on the road and beat Nebraska in the Lincoln Regional to win that regional on the road. It feels like Ole Miss is playing better right now than Auburn is, but you would think maybe Auburn got its act together, and after things went the way it did at their regional, that they are locked into being better here. We'll see. And then on Saturday, your four super regional matchups begin early. 10 a.m., Mississippi State, who eliminated the Louisiana Raging Cajuns in the final of the Starkville Regional. They're going to be taking on the other Bulldogs of Georgia there at Foley Field. That's going to be an interesting matchup. Georgia feels like they're the better team. They're your regular season champs. They're your conference tournament champs. They rarely ever lose there in Athens. But Mississippi State, their pitching looks like it's coming into form. You still like Georgia to win that. That's your first game. And then you're going to have games 2 of West Virginia Cal Poly, North Carolina USC, Troy and Little Rock being played, and Auburn and Ole Miss. So what's interesting here on the schedule is that you'll have the first game of the All-SEC Bulldogs Super Regional. Then they will play in order across the country games 2 of the regionals that began today before you even get to game 1s of the other ones. Oklahoma at Kansas, Oregon at Texas, and then St. John's at Alabama. So going to be interesting to see what happens there in the Supers. And we'll dive more into the Super Regionals, in particular the SEC teams, when Chris Gordy joins us in less than 10 minutes from right now. Let's stay on the diamond, but let's go to the pros. We already talked about a little bit of baseball earlier with Aaron Judge's injury sidelining him for a couple of months. The Yankees still found a way to beat the Guardians 2-1 yesterday. My Braves took it on the chin to the Blue Jays. That was not optimal. 7-2 losses. Never good. Never good. But the Stros lose 5-1. And they lose 5-1 to the Pirates, and it's not even like Paul Skeens was pitching. Now, Jones was pitching, and he's been doing pretty well. Picked up his first win of the season there. He gave him 5 strong innings, 4 hits, no earned runs, 4 Ks. They pulled him after 74 pitches. They went to the bullpen, and their guy gave him 4 innings of clean work. Ting pitched for the Astros. Gave him 87 pitches, 5 innings, but 4 earned runs on 7 hits, and that's all they really needed. I mean, the bullpen pitched well after that. Okert, De Los Santos, and Abreu, they all pitched well, only gave up 2 hits in 4 innings, no earned runs, and they struck out 6, but the damage had already been done, and the lineup just went quiet. Jeremy Pena was a bright spot. He had 2 hits for you. Trammell, however you want to pronounce his name, gave you 2 hits as well, but Alvarez only had 1. Walker and Izak had 1 each, but that was it. And the bats were kind of quiet, only held to 8 hits total in last night's loss. And I do wonder what the Stros are going to do, because we keep hearing that they will not be trading Alvarez, that's not going to happen. He's a franchise cornerstone. They're not getting rid of him. But what we have heard, and Jeff Passan of ESPN has even wrote about this, if there's a player to be moved for the Stros, it could be their all-star shortstop, Jeremy Pena. There's starting to be some talk because you could trade him. The bat is okay. He's around a 300 hitter, and he's an all-star. I don't think you should give up on a young player like that. Maybe the Stros are looking at it like they wouldn't be able to re-sign him, and they've been really good about replacing their all-star shortstops. They replaced Carlos Correa with Jeremy Pena. So they believe in their farm system. They believe in their ability to be able to replace those guys on that side of the infield.
And they also had a lot of guys in the infield anyway, and really it's been the outfield that you've been much more sus on.
So I don't think that's going to happen, but you're starting to hear talk of it.
Mm-hmm. Little murmurs here and there.
Right. You're starting to hear national baseball people discuss it when they go on talk shows or write about it for websites, that Jeremy Pena could be a potential candidate for the Astros to trade if they're going to be sellers. But the thing about it is, and I get that they're 28-36, right? And they're not a very good home team either, right? They're 14-18 at home. at Daikin Park. They're just not a very good home team right now. And I understand that the season feels lost. But no one's running away with that division. Now, Seattle has been playing much better. They're 8-2 in their last 10 games. So they figured things out a little bit.
But we're also in the beginning of June.
Right, it's June 5th. But if the Stros are still around between 6 and 8 games below 500 once we get to the All-Star break or to the trade deadline, I could see them saying, guess what, we're going to be sellers. And I also think that would be the kiss of death for their GM and probably their skipper too. I don't think Jim Crane would make a move in the season, but I think after the season, with them being both in contract years, the skipper and the GM, Dana Brown, I could see them saying, you know what, this season was a train wreck. Don't like the moves that we've made. I don't like the direction that we're going here with the franchise. It's time to do a reset. New GM, new skipper. And I could see that. And if they're in that spot by the trade deadline, I could possibly, and I say possibly, and I enunciate possibly the way that I'm doing it, that they could move on from Jeremy Pena to possibly get picks to restock things and do a reset. Typically, that's not what they do. And if they're hovering around 500, I would see them being buyers and not sellers. But if they're, 6 to 8 games below 500, then possibly they may move some pieces. Possibly.
Especially with not only this weekend series, but also to begin next week where you got 2 division series at home versus the Athletics, and then you'll be on the road in Anaheim, take on the Angels.
Yeah. So
these next couple of series also will definitely help decide.
I agree. We got to take a timeout. When we come back, we're going to talk NCAA Super Regionals with Locked On SEC podcast host Chris Gordy. That's next.
This is RP3 and Meche live on ESPN 1037 Lafayette and 1041 Lake Charles, Southwest Louisiana's sports station.
To get yourself a new or used handgun to help protect your family, or get yourself a new rifle or shotgun for hunting season, or maybe you're just running low on ammo. The place to go, of course, is our friends at Louisiana Gun Shop, located at 2927 Highway 90 East in Broussard. They're open Monday through Friday, 9:30 a.m. until 6 o'clock in the evening, and because they're a local business, they pride themselves on teaming up with a local finance company to help you with a layaway program. In addition to that, they're also offering classes. That's right, a full concealed carry class on June 27th. That's Louisiana Gun Shop, located at 2927 Highway 90 East in Broussard. Go see them today.
This game isn't fun. This game is a war.
It's time for the 2-minute drill.
Hurry it up, hurry it up, hurry it up.
Powered by B1 Bank. Visit b1bank.com to find a location near you.
Come on, let's go, you guys. Get in here, we gotta go fast now.
The Houston Astros fell to the Pirates 5-1 last night to drop the series to Pittsburgh. Kai Ting went 5 innings on the mound, giving up all 5 runs on 7 hits with 2 walks. Next up for the Astros, they'll stay at home to host division rivals, the Athletics, tonight. It'll be Jack Perkins on the mound versus Peter Lambert for the Astros. First pitch is at 7:10 p.m., and you can listen to it right here on ESPN 1037 Lafayette and 1041 Lake Charles. The Texas Longhorns have repeated as national champions after beating Texas Tech 4-1 last night to win the Women's College World Series. This is the second straight year that the Longhorns have beaten the Red Raiders in the title series, with this year coming as a clean sweep for the Longhorns. Game 2 of the NBA Finals gets underway tonight from San Antonio between the Spurs and the visiting New York Knicks. The Knicks lead the series 1-0 and are riding a 12-game winning streak heading into tonight. Tip-off is at 7:30 in the Frostbank Center. The Carolina Hurricanes rallied back from a 2-goal deficit to beat the Vegas Golden Knights 4-3 and even up the series in the Stanley Cup Finals. Game 3 of the series will head to Vegas and will take place this Saturday night at 7 p.m. The Super Regional round of the college baseball tournament begins today with 4 host sites starting play. In Morgantown, the West Virginia Mountaineers host Cal Poly at 11 a.m. Then in Chapel Hill, North Carolina faces USC at 2 p.m. Following that, Troy will host Arkansas Little Rock at 4 p.m. And rounding out the day, Auburn welcomes in Ole Miss at 7 p.m. I'm Blake Purser, and you're listening to ESPN 1037 Lafayette and 1041 Lake Charles. Your home for the LSU Tigers and the Houston Astros.
The 2-minute drill has been powered by B1 Bank. Visit b1bank.com to find a location near you. ESPN 1037 Lafayette and 1041 Lake Charles is the proud winner of 4 2026 LAB Prestige Awards, including Best Use of Digital Media, Foot's Friday Fury, Best Live On-Site Remote for our Super Bowl Radio Road coverage, Best Promotion for our No Shave November initiative, and Radio Young Professional of the Year for Dawson Iserloh. We're proud of being Southwest Louisiana's sports station and are humbled to be recognized by the Louisiana Association of Broadcasters.
It's 9 a.m. You just received a voicemail from your boss.
Hey, Janet. Heads up. We got an important meeting coming up Thursday. The big guys are coming into town, so I need you in charge of lunch, and we've got to look good.
Luckily for Janet, she knows a place, and she knows her boss will be impressed.
Honey Baked Ham can cater your next event. Delicious and freshly sliced deli trays, box lunches with sandwich, chips, and dessert. Or try our fresh salad boxes and the perfect touch with a meat and cheese tray. Honey Baked Ham Company.
Tax season doesn't have to be stressful. Not with Black & Gold Tax Service in your corner. Conveniently located on Main Street in Broussard, we offer in-office appointments and virtual consultations. You can upload your documents to our secured portal, and we offer secure digital drop-offs. Members of the Better Business Bureau, we proudly serve South Louisiana and all 50 states with integrity, expertise, and personalized care. Visit blackandgoldtax.com and let Black & Gold Tax Service make taxes easy. Black & Gold Tax Service, where accuracy meets Acadiana pride.
Hi, I'm Nancy Landry. No matter what part of our great state you call home, Louisiana's elections are an important part of who we are. In 2026, closed party primaries will change how some of those elections happen, so you'll want to know what to do. Keeping your registration current ensures you'll get the right party-based ballot. Remember, this change only applies to certain offices. To learn more, visit govote.com or download the GoVote app.
Paid for by the Louisiana Secretary of State's office.
Every weeknight, MeTV has your laugh therapy.
To chase away the blues or the olive drabs.
With 2 hours of MASH at 5.
This guy's ankle has tickled my funny bone.
Followed by the Andy Griffith Show at 7.
Doggone it, Otis. You're supposed to be hugging me when I'm arresting you.
But he likes you, Bart.
Weeknights on MeTV.
Watch Meet TV Acadiana on KLWB, over the air on Channel 50.1. Check your local cable listings for the channel in your area.
School sports are played by humans, coached by humans, and officiated by humans. So the next time you're sitting in the stands at a school athletic event, please remember this and maintain your humanity, especially when it comes to judging and critiquing athletes, coaches, and officials. Please show your fellow humans some respect. They'll appreciate your empathy.
This message presented by the LHSAA and the Louisiana High School Athletic Directors Association.
One is known far and wide for his luscious head of hair.
We just wash the hair. You know, I worked on my hair a long time.
The other wishes he still had his. Back to more RP3 and Meche.
Super Regionals have started off with a bang, or with a grand slam, if you will, as West Virginia is all over poor Cal Poly, 8-1 in the top of the 5th as they hit a grand slam in the bottom of the 4th there in Morgantown. It's the first game of Super Regional weekend. To talk about the plethora of SEC teams in the Supers is our buddy from the Locked On SEC podcast. Chris Gordy joins us now. Chris, good day to you, bud. How are you?
Doing good. Good to see you came back from Starkville disease-free. That's good.
You know what? They were very nice. I was very, I'll say this. It's definitely a small town, right? Okay, so, and they fully embrace that. They were nothing but nice to me the entire time, and I actually had some very nice barbecue while I was there, too. The food was surprisingly good, and the hospitality was great. And that ballpark is ridiculous, dude. Like, that is an absolute palace and amazing to me. But, yes, Stark Vegas. Getting there, not great.
Yeah, I remember going to a game there years ago, and they said, I asked about leaving. They said, well, there's only one road in and one road out, so that's the road you go to.
Yeah, it's pretty simple, and there's nothing on the road until you get to Flowood, Mississippi, outside of Jackson. But I digress. Before we dive into super regionals for baseball, I want to get your thoughts as someone who lives in Texas about what happened last night, because the villains of college softball, your Darth Vader of the sport, the team that in the span of a year has gone from feel-good story to they're trying to buy championships, they're stealing everybody's players, they have players that lie about what's said in a handshake line, their players' parents get in feuds with other fans. Like, that turned on a dime for Texas Tech. And they fall short yet again to big sister Texas, who wins the national championship in back-to-back years and does so against Texas Tech. And this year it wasn't even as close as last year. Just give me your thoughts on how that's playing there in Texas.
Yeah, I mean, look, Texas Tech has always kind of been, people thought it's like a sleeping giant. It's got a good, solid alumni base. If you grew up in West or, Texas and West Central Texas, North Texas, that whole area, I mean, there's nothing around Lubbock. So, like, if you grew up in that area, you're a Tech fan. And almost everybody around Texas has family or friends or somebody that went to Tech. But, they have this Cody Campbell guy who is a rich billionaire that's got all the money in the world, and NIL became legal, and they started investing, and they're not scared. They don't want to be little brother to anybody in the state. They're sending a message that they're coming. Joey McGuire's trying to schedule Texas and talking smack with them. But, yeah, I mean, look, softball, they just ran into a better team. I mean, Texas executed. I know the girl that pitches for Texas Tech, she got $1 million to come back to school, and she pitched great last year, pitched great this year. It's just Texas was better. And so, big win for Texas, big win for Mike White, going back-to-back. And how about this? After Oklahoma had won 4 in a row, Texas has now won 2 in a row. The folks in Oklahoma have fought so hard to keep that Women's College World Series there in Oklahoma City. I bet if Texas wins one more there, they might be going, you know what, we're good, move it. We don't like watching Texas win here right down the road from Norman, 2 straight championships. But
that's fair.
Look, it was a hell of a game, and again, Texas is they're the king of softball right now.
That they are. All right, let's dive into these super regionals. It's a nice mix of a bunch of SEC teams, but also you have a traditional power that looks like they're trying to get back to the College World Series in USC and what they were able to do in College Station. You also have the smaller schools getting there, trying to get to Omaha for the first time. So it's a nice mixture of some Cinderellas and also the SEC. Which team were you the most surprised by losing there for the SEC? Was it A&M?
Yeah, A&M was pretty surprising. I mean, I was told by a couple of people, they're like, watch out for this USC team. They can hit, and they got a pretty good ace. And yeah, I mean, and the fact that they weren't even really close, right? I mean, both games against A&M or against USC, A&M was in the driver's seat. All they had to do was win one, and basically got blown out in both. So that was pretty surprising. I had a lot of people. I mean, Arkansas was the sexy pick going into the Lawrence Regional as the 2 seed, and they kind of blew it and let that slip away, and Kansas wins it. I mean, the surprise was Oklahoma. I mean, I just thought Georgia Tech was one of the best teams in the country. For Oklahoma to pull that off was pretty surprising, but. Yeah, I mean, Florida, look, I said on your show, I thought Florida was going to lose in the regional. Now, I thought it was going to be to Miami. I didn't think it was going to be to Troy. But either way, kind of cool to see that happen. I knew Southern Miss wasn't ripe either. Again, didn't think the 4-seed Little Rock would come out of there. But still, you look around, and, I mean, the 2 most impressive teams all the year in the SEC were Georgia and Texas. And those 2 teams probably had the least amount of drama in their regionals.
That's true. I want to go to a team that had plenty of drama, and that was Auburn. They had, you could argue, the best pitching staff in the country, and they got treated like it was slow-pitch softball the first couple of days of that regional. I mean, they almost got eliminated on Saturday, and they find a way to kind of ride the ship, right the ship. They beat a Milwaukee team that was below 500 to do so, and they earned the right to host the Super Regionals. Ole Miss, meanwhile, went into Lincoln and came out victorious and won that regional on the road. I still believe Auburn's the better team, but Ole Miss may be playing better baseball right now. What do you say?
Yeah, I mean, look, Ole Miss is playing well, but Auburn, I got to go back to their strength, and that's pitching. And I know Jake Marciano got lit up in that game against Milwaukee, and then Andres Alvarez was not great either. But their stud all year has been Alex Petrovic, and when they've needed him to step up, he has stepped up, and that's what happened, and that's how they were able to come back and win 3 straight against 4 straight, right, against NC State, UCF, and then beat Milwaukee twice. So I think the pitching will settle down here. Jackson Sanders is a guy who emerged as a nice piece for them as well. So I just like at home. And look, remember, this was where Auburn lost last year in the Supers at home to Coastal Carolina. Coastal Carolina ended up playing LSU for the championship. But the Auburn fans are proud, and they are loud, and they're coming. If you guys haven't seen this, they are not selling their tickets. If you look on StubHub, if you tried to buy a ticket to Auburn versus Ole Miss this weekend, you can't find one. I think there was 2 listed on StubHub for like $1,000 a piece. The message is Auburn fans got their tickets, and they ain't giving them up. They're all going to be there. They're going to be loud. They're going to be screaming their heads off. So, look, I think Butch Thompson's done a great job there. I mean, people may forget he's made it to Omaha twice in 2019 and 2022. I picked Omaha as a team to get to, or Auburn as a team to get to Omaha. I think they get it done. It's not going to be easy. I think them and Georgia and Mississippi State both probably go to a third game, but I can't see Auburn losing again at home in a super regional in 2 years in a row. I think they get it done.
It would be hilarious, though. So, sorry. So let's go to the other matchup, the all-SEC matchup, and that's Mississippi State, Georgia. Georgia was the best team in the regular season. They were the best team in Hoover. And despite an issue with, some excessive staring down interpreted by an umpire, they cruised through their regional there at Foley Field. Mississippi State, though, they got some guys that can rake. I saw them firsthand. And their pitching staff looks like it may be coming into form a little bit after having a lull during the season. Because remember, the Bulldogs lost 3 straight series to end the regular season. But the team that I saw in Stark Vegas looks like a team that can win a super regional, but Georgia's been the best team all year.
Yeah, and look, Georgia's pitching, for as poor as they've been all year, or just average, I'll say, not poor, but just average. I mean, their offense has been elite. The pitching's been average. They were outstanding this past week, and to beat Arkansas in the only giving 1 run to Arkansas in the championship of the tournament in Hoover, and then the whole I get it was Long Island and Liberty, but they held them to 2 runs and 1 run. This pitching staff may be finding their groove right now, and to me, this is all about Mississippi State. Tomas Valencias has been their best pitcher. If Georgia gets after him and rocks him, I think that's all she wrote. I don't think Mississippi State will have a leg to stand on. I just think Georgia's bats are too good right now. Now, they will be without Trey Phelps for the first game tomorrow. He got booted from the game against Liberty, and it carries a 1-game suspension, and so he will miss this first game of the Super Regional. So that's big. But that said, I still think their offense is really, really good. And if they get after Tomas, I think Georgia wins this thing in 2 potentially.
We're talking with Chris Gordy, host of the Locked On SEC podcast. And Chris, we'll kind of combine 3 into 1 here. Looking towards the right side of the bracket, we got some pretty intriguing matchups. Kansas, Oklahoma. We've got Oregon and Texas. And then St. John's. How about St. John's? They'll be going over the Tuscaloosa to take on Alabama. These all seem pretty intriguing, but which one are you most confident catches your eye the most?
I mean, here's the thing. Like, Alabama is an overwhelming favorite against St. John's. You couldn't have laid out an easier path for them. I thought Oklahoma State as a 2 seed in the Tuscaloosa Regional was being kind. They really didn't have to battle anybody in that regional. So they come out unscathed, and then, St. John's does their dirty work for them, takes out Florida State and Coastal, and, that's who they get as the 4 seed. So, it looks easy on paper. But that said, somebody reminded me, Alabama hasn't been a dominant team in the SEC all year. They've been good, but they haven't been dominant. So it would not shock me at all if they find their way into a competitive series with St. John's. Again, betting odds say they should win this thing in 2, and they're Omaha bound. And I picked Alabama to get there as well as Auburn. So I'm sticking with that prediction, but don't be surprised if St. John's puts up a little bit of a fight there with Alabama, and I think that says more about Alabama not being as good. But Texas, man, this is a tough Oregon team coming in as well. I was impressed with what they did in the Eugene Regional, and they got some arms. They can hit. I'd be careful from Texas. Jim Schlossnagle lost at home last year in the postseason in his first year at Texas. It would be a shame if they lost again in year 2 in Austin and don't even get to Omaha. But yeah, those are intriguing. I mean, look, the Troy Little Rock series, I get we don't know the roster, we don't know the teams, we don't know the names, but those are 2 feisty little programs, man, that I think, like if we're just talking watching entertaining baseball, I think that series is going to be tight, and going to go 3 games. So that one will be fun to watch, even though it's 2 very small brands.
And before we let you go, Chris, got to ask you our foodie poll question of the week. You know that it's National Donut Day, right?
I think Donut Day comes around like 5 times a year.
Yeah,
for me it does.
It's all made up. But with that being the case, are you a guy that likes to have your donut be filled like jelly, Bavarian cream, or custard? Or are you just one that likes it plain Jane?
No, gotta have a hole in the donut, and again, I'm fine with toppings. You want to go iced, chocolate ice? You want to put some sprinkles on it? Whatever you want to do, that's fine. Can't put jelly and cream and all that stuff in the donut. That's not a donut anymore. That's a cake.
A donut purist, it sounds like.
I mean, I would say elitist, but here we are. The man's too good for jelly or cream in his donut. He's just too good for it. It's just too good.
Yeah, donuts have holes, guys. It's like eating cheese without holes. Come on.
Hey, buddy, enjoy the weekend. What's your big plans? Are you going to any of the supers, or you going up to Austin, or no?
No, this is finally a take it easy weekend. I've been traveling and doing a bunch of stuff the last couple weekends, so this is finally a settle down and count down the days to SEC media days here. But we'll see if the SEC gets 5 teams to Omaha, I may make the trek up there.
There you go, buddy. There you go. Enjoy your weekend, my friend. We'll have you back on next week to recap the supers and look ahead to Omaha.
Sounds good, fellas.
We got to take a time out. When we come back here on RP3 and Mesh, we'll wrap up today's show. We'll give you an update on the poll and get you set up for the lowdown with D-Lo. That's next.
This is RP3 and Mesh live on ESPN 103.7 Lafayette and 104.1 Lake Charles, Southwest Louisiana's sports station.
ESPN 103.7 Lafayette and 104.1 Lake Charles, Southwest Louisiana sports station, and Mid-South Power Solutions in Crowley bring you this hurricane safety tip. Make sure to secure your home and bring in outdoor items. Have an emergency kit with water, food, and medication. Know your evacuation routes and listen to local authorities. Stay informed with battery-powered radio. Remember, safety is in your hands. Your hurricane preparedness tips are powered by Mid-South Power Solutions in Crowley, your local Generac dealer. Visit midsouthpowersolutions.com.
ESPN 103.7 Lafayette and 104.1 Lake Charles is your home for the Houston Astros.
And the Astros stun the Mariners.
Hunter Brown, Yordan Alvarez, and the rest of the Astros are looking to get back to the postseason. You can listen to every pitch, hit, and thrilling victory of the Houston Astros.
Incredible!
As Robert Ford and Steve Sparks will be on the call. Tune in this season for live Astros baseball on Southwest Louisiana's sports station.
Did you know you can get great tasting Clear Springs artesian water delivered to your office or your doorstep at home? Clear Springs is 100% local with their own bottling facility at the world-famous Kentwood Aquifer, no chemicals added. Just pure Kentwood, Louisiana artesian water. Clear Springs Water offers delivery of 5 or 3-gallon water service with a hot and cold temperature water cooler or even single-serve bottles delivered to your home or office. Easy to reach, clearsprings.net, then contact us tab, or 337-519-3563.
BB's Auto Sales has been serving Acadiana since 1966. Cleanest selection of pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs. Need financing? No problem. BB's offers easy financing for all credit types, including in-house financing. Plus, they're paying top dollar for your trade. Voted top 3 dealership in Community Choice Awards 2 years in a row. Visit BB's Auto Sales, 2 convenient locations off Johnston Street and in Abbeville. bbsautosales.com. Cleanest cars in Acadiana.
Looking for the perfect place to play golf in the heart of Louisiana? Look no further than Farm Alley Golf Club in Carencro. Whether you're a seasoned pro or just getting started, we've got a course for you. With lush fairways, challenging holes, and spectacular views, our 18-hole course offers a top-tier experience for golfers of all skill levels. Book your tee time at farmdalleygolfclub.com today, and don't forget, weekend rates include free range balls to help you warm up before you hit the course. Get out to Farm Alley Golf Club in Carencro, Louisiana. Your next golfing adventure is just a click away. Visit farmdalleygolfclub.com to book your tee time now. See you on the greens.
Need peace of mind with your estate planning? Turn to Beal & Hebert, your trusted hometown lawyers. At Beal & Hebert, we make estate planning simple and stress-free, ensuring your legacy is secure and your future is in the right hands. Don't wait. Schedule your consultation today at BealHebert.com. That's BealHebert.com. Safeguarding your tomorrow today.
Serving part-time in the Army National Guard has led to a lot of firsts for me. It paid for me to be the first person in my family to go to school. That education got me to the first day at my dream job, which I can still hold while I serve part-time. That job and the home loan benefits I got from the Army National Guard helped me buy my first house. I also know that I will be one of the first to respond if my community ever needs me.
Sponsored by the Louisiana Army National Guard. Aired by the Louisiana Association of Broadcasters and this station.
The biggest headlines in the world of sports are discussed here. ESPN 1037 Lafayette and 1041 Lake Charles, Southwest Louisiana's sports station.
Oh, how about we take a moment to thank our guest, Keith Smith. He joined us to talk NBA Finals. Good stuff from him. Chris Gordy from Locked On SEC as well. And we'll get you an update really quick about what's happening there at the Memorial Tournament in Dublin, Ohio. That, of course, is Jack's tournament. And one of the better tournaments on the tour. It really is. Obviously, Jack is involved, so that makes all the difference in the world. Second round is in progress there at Muirfield Village Golf Club in Dublin, Ohio. Ryan Gerard is still your leader at 8 under for the tournament after shooting 67, 69 in back-to-back rounds. JT Poston is now 7 under, just 1 stroke back. He's through 9. He's 5 under today. Wyndham Clark is at 6 under, 1 under today. J.J. Spawn is even par today at 5 under for the tournament. So is Tommy Fleetwood. Sam Burns, 1 under today, the former LSU All-American. He's lurking as well at 4 under for the tournament. So we'll continue to keep an eye on things there for you. I'm sure D'Lo is locked in as well. How about an update, a final one on our foodie poll question of the week, which is always our poll question of the day on Friday.
It doesn't seem like a lot of people on your side, Ray. Not too big of a fan of having their donut be filled, whether it's with jelly, Bavarian cream, or custard. A couple of people have said Bavarian cream. There's no doubt about it. But I think if you had to look at the majority when it comes to the comments, people just would rather like a regular glazed donut.
I enjoy just an old-fashioned glazed donut as well. There's nothing wrong with that. Enjoy donut holes.
Mm-hmm. Donut holes are nice. I remember they do that a lot at church.
I enjoy cake donuts. I enjoy powdered donuts.
Ooh, powdered donuts.
Oh, yeah, powdered donuts. I enjoy them all. I am not a donut elitist like many of you are. I'm just not. You know, if someone brings donuts to the studio, am I going to say no? Of course not. It's donuts. They're delightful. They're just amazing.
If you had the choice, are you going with filled or no filled? When you do your donut order, are you doing
I usually add
fill
one.
or no?
I do both.
You do like a half and half type of Schultz?
Well, no, because I'm a big Husky guy. So if we get like a dozen donuts, we'll get traditional glaze. We'll get chocolate.
You'll get a variety.
And then I'll usually throw in a filled one for me.
Just like one?
Yeah, just one.
Just to meet a quota.
Well, just because I enjoy it. So maybe I'm in a little bit of a lemon custard mood, or Bavarian cream, or maybe a just old-fashioned jelly donut. I'll mix it up. Yeah, sure. Why not?
There you go. I assume the chocolate one's for the little one?
I also like the chocolate ones as well. But yes, the little one loves the chocolate ones. She actually loves her donut.
Chocolate with sprinkles?
Pink icing with sprinkles.
So Homer Simpson.
Yes, she likes the Homer Simpson donut. That's her jam. And then if you can't get her that, you get her the chocolate one. And if you can't get her that, she just eats plain glazed. So I'm raising her right. Just saying. That's going to do it for us for today. We'll be back on the air Monday, 11 to 1. We hope you have a tremendous weekend. But until then, be safe out there. Be kind to one another. The Lowdown with D-Lo is next.
MeTV is America's #1 classic entertainment television network. And here's one of the reasons everybody loves MeTV.
Oh, it's a classic.
The great comedy lineup on weeknights.
This will be fun. Come on.
With Meche.
Loaded with snappy comebacks.
The Andy Griffith Show.
I was just funning with Barney.
And Everybody Loves Raymond.
Now we got a show.
Watch MeTV